Hello everybody, this is episode 1, or the pilot, I guess you could say, of the Honey Guess What podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Brynn.
And we are going to share some information both with each other and with you guys. Basically the premise we came up is that we enjoy sharing our day, but also sharing little tidbits of information that we learn throughout our day with each other.
Especially like random facts and
those are the best ones.
Like crazy stories and things like that. We enjoy sharing them with each other.
And it tends to lead to a lot of really funny conversations and, what if this and all that. So, we thought that it would be really fun to do this and share it with everyone else while we do that. So, the key here is that both Brynn and I have come up with a topic or something to talk about. It's been really hard because we typically, again, share that with each other, but we've both held back something over the last few days that we learned a bit about and want to share with each other. So I don't know what she's going to talk about. She doesn't know what I'm going to talk about, but she's won the coin flip, and so she's going to go first.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
So my topic is super random.
I hope it's not the same one.
I know, I hope so too.
That'd be awkward.
That would be so us though, wouldn't it? So for this first one I pulled from my childhood.
Oh boy.
And I'm talking about something that not everybody knows a lot about, but some people locally or in other similar climates might, and that's puffball mushrooms.
Okay, alright.
So, puffball mushrooms is my topic.
Yeah.
Some of my research comes from my personal history. Some of my research comes from the almighty Wikipedia.
Ooh, yeah.
And also I got some research from a really cool blogger called The Forager Chef.
Okay.
So, I guess what I want to start with is my childhood. I have really fond memories of eating these giant mushrooms. Are you familiar with them at all?
I think I've seen them. I kind of know what they are.
So, yeah. So they're an edible mushroom that's found in...
Not like the fun, though. They're like
no,
the fun
they're
mushrooms.
They're not like...
Okay.
No, they're just like a food. They're
Okay.
an edible fungus. That's found in fields or medians or...
Oh boy.
or like,
can I get a median mushroom sometime?
so yeah, like they grow especially this time of year, like in the fall.
Okay.
And actually my dad brought one in the other day for my mom to cook.
Oh.
And that's what made me think this would be a great topic.
So, did they eat it?
They haven't eaten it yet, as far as I know. My mom prepped it, which I'll talk about too.
So maybe I can have a part 2, and
and you'll have tried it.
I'll have tried it and say whether it's yay or nay, if it's worth it or not. Okay.
So for people who are not familiar, they grow really quickly. So you won't see one in the field, and then 2 days later there will be a giant soccer ball sized mushroom in the field.
One mushroom?
Yeah. So they're huge. They're like the size of a soccer ball.
Okay.
And they just pop up, because what I learned from the Forager Chef is that they actually grow the root system is under the ground and it stays there for a long time, and then the mushrooms themselves pop up sporadically and very quickly. We eat them before they're fully matured, because then they're not really safe to eat. The spores have grown on the inside, and that's actually how they get their name. So
they're like a time bomb.
Basically. So the spores grow under the skin, and if you were to kick it, or the wind blew specifically hard, in that area, it puffs out like a brownish, grayish cloud of spores.
That sounds really appetizing.
Yeah, delicious, right? But before they're fully matured, they're white and kind of spongy. And so if you pick it up, it feels much lighter than you'd expect it to be. It's the size of a soccer ball, average. Yeah. It's white. It has a little bit of give to it, like
a brain?
Like a ripe peach.
Brains, peaches, same thing.
Same thing. And then you cut into it, and if it's white all the way through, not turning gray or brown in any places, it's safe to eat. So you clean or peel the outside, because, it's been growing in a median or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And you cut it into sticks or cubes, and you saute it in butter. It's got like a really nice earthy, mushroomy taste.
Okay.
And it's really good with like steak or food for dinner. I don't know. It's delicious.
I mean, you cook anything in enough butter, it's going to taste delicious.
Well,
so.
yes, there is that. But
Yeah.
it does, it's got like a meatiness to it because it's a mushroom.
Okay.
So it's delicious. And it's like weird poor people food, but it's delicious.
So, like, they grow in, like, medians and, like, in
Yeah.
fields, like farmers? Like,
Yeah, so my dad finds usually 1 or 2 a year. So I grew up on a dairy farm, for people who don't know me personally. Not out with the cows, but like between fields. So like where it's not plowed or
Okay.
messed with at all. Like those strips of green grass, like between the fields or along the edges of the fields. That's where he normally finds them.
Okay, so, like, not gonna lie, what I knew about mushrooms, I was just imagining, like, a cow patty with, like, this just puffs up out of it, and someone was like, yeah, I want to eat that.
No, so here I'm gonna show Dan a picture of one.
Maybe we could, like, when we
Maybe
post...
we can post it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we post this will be, like, the cover or
So,
something like that.
Like, do you see?
Okay.
It's like there's like a lot of dry leaves and stuff. This is like along a pathway.
It looks like a smoother version of cauliflower.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like really soft, and like it's got a little give to it.
Like
it's hard to explain.
like unbaked bread dough? Is that kind of like...
A little bit firmer than that.
A little
It's
bit
like
firmer.
somewhere between that and like, do you know how tofu is sold by different furnaces? It's like firm tofu.
I didn't know about that, actually.
Well, maybe we'll
You have
save
another
that
one.
for another
Yeah,
one.
just shove it out, but we're not talking about that
We're
one.
not talking
Nope.
about
La 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 la.
See, here's a picture of some in a field.
Uh-huh.
They just kind of show up. But I wanted to tell you, there's like tons of different varieties of them around the world. This is like a thing.
So we have these white ones. Is this... The white ones are what we have here, then?
So hang on, I'm going to find their scientific name and try to pronounce it. Puffballs are in the division Basidiomycota, encompassing several genera. I have no idea.
Giardiniera,
No, stop.
the Italian thing, right? That you put on all the meat sandwiches.
The puffballs were previously treated as a taxonic group called Gastromycetes,
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
but they've been since like disamputated out of that, and now they're
What was that word?
they're not just part of the edible mushroom group. They have their like own group now.
Oh, they're a VIP.
Yes, they're a VIP edible mushroom.
All right. Are you sure these aren't party mushrooms? It sounds
I'm
like
telling
they are.
you, they are not. So, but there's all these different kinds because they've grown in different parts of the world. Typically, the ones that grow locally don't have stalks. They're just like a round, like I keep saying soccer ball, but they're just like a round puff that grows out of the ground. And you know that they're safe to eat too because you don't have to like pull it. Like you just kind of twist it and it pops off like a red tomato. It's like all these things.
Really? So seriously, like, who was the first person to look at this and be like,
oh, I want to eat
that's
this.
food?
Yeah, I have no idea. They eat them in different places all over the world, but typically they're sliced and fried in butter, like I said. Not all true puffball mushrooms are without the stalks. Like I said, some of them do. Previously, I thought they didn't. So there's like a whole list of species. Batarera phaliodes. I can't speak it.
This
Latin
could be a
at
whole
all.
bit just by itself.
Colastoma cinnabarina.
You reading Latin.
It's so
names.
bad, isn't it? Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stalked puffball species. Then it gets into the true puffballs, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 non-stalked puffball species.
Right, That's ridiculous. So what's the one puffball to rule them all?
Wait.
Which one is
There's
it?
also 6 false puffballs that
Oh, no.
could be dangerous.
Oh no!
So you have to be careful that you're not eating a phony puffball.
So like, what are those? When you go to grab them, do they just like deflate? Like,
I don't know.
you say fake puffball, like
it's like false things in nature, you know, like when one thing disguises itself as something else. They're bad mushrooms, but they kind of look like puffballs, so be careful.
this belongs in like a Super Mario Brothers game or something,
Right?
Like, yeah, like you get the bad mushroom and you turn really small.
Oh, you should have been looking to see if it had a stalk or not.
Yeah,
But some of them still do, so you don't know for sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's no wonder why Alice in Wonderland had like all of those problems with the mushrooms.
With the mushrooms
Yeah.
and the cookies and the things.
Yeah.
And maybe they were all made of false or true puffballs.
Yeah, that's awful.
So, yeah, that's like the long and short of it. But what I think is most interesting, and like my take home from this, and the point I want to end with, is that they can be dormant for over a year. Like their roots can be under the ground, dormant, and can be pretty far spread. And so it's like a tree under the ground, and it's like poop on what? Poof. Got me. Poof. I didn't say pop and poof at the same time. Poof. On one side, you've got like a puffball pops up. But in the same root system, all the way across a field or across a road or down further in the woods, whatever it is, the next year another one could pop up. But they're part of the same root system, and when you pluck them, it doesn't kill the plant because the root system is all staying the same underneath. And I think that's super cool.
So like, it goes that far?
Yeah. It's
Like-
like an underground root system that is... So, like, my dad's been picking them all these years. They're probably all part of the same root system, all around his, acreage.
Because I've been thinking mushrooms, and I've been thinking like, okay, the spores is how they spread, and so there's
Well,
like,
they do still spread by spores.
sure, yeah, but that's wow, okay.
Right? And I mean, I probably should do more research because, like, I don't really understand, like, how it lasts through the winter. And there's surprisingly little information on the internet about puffballs, but the information that was there was all, like, really interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so of anything that I've heard, the fact that they're an interconnected network.
Well, and picking the one isn't killing it. Like, you're not...
Right.
If you pick it, you're not going to not have one next year.
It's like the fruit off of a tree.
Right, because we're eating them before they spore out. So that was something I was concerned about. Like, if we are always... How are they growing new ones? Because of this, like, intricate root system.
That just doesn't go with anything that I've heard. That's awesome. Cool.
But now you're making me question it. Like I said, I got a
No,
lot of this
no,
stuff
no,
going
no,
on
no.
Wikipedia.
I just mean it goes against everything I've heard from like how like fungus spread. That's awesome though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, now I want to eat one.
So this person in the forager chef that I talked about, she, he, they, talks about how puffballs grow anywhere their spores have landed, but there are what I call puffball patches where I see them every year. They encompass an area rather than a specific GPS point.
Like how big in an area?
She said she, he, they talk about fields, areas of deep wood directly on trails. Unlike many other mushrooms that are either parasitic or mycorrhizal, puffballs are just huge spore factories, and after they mature, let their billions of spores fly in the wind, so they can take up quite a lot of space and be part of the same family.
Huh. I mean, if anybody has any more information on it, they can like comment and link it to us. That'd be awesome to read about this. Like, if you've tried them or something like that, that would be really cool. Because I only knew a little bit about these, but like I imagine there's people out there who know a lot, and then who also know absolutely nothing.
And I feel like I could have done a lot more research, but I didn't want to be talking about things I didn't really understand. And
Sure.
this was something that I have fond childhood memories about. So I didn't want to take away too much of the mystery, because to me they're magic.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, not magic mushrooms, but like...
I don't believe you anymore.
They're magical.
Thou doth protest too much.
They're not there, and then poof. They
did
are
it.
there. I
Good
said
job.
poof this
You
time.
did it.
They are there, and that's kind of cool too, because they're so large.
Yeah.
So you like don't see it one day, and then you do, and that's kind of magical.
It is. All right, so
And that's the story of puffballs.
so we almost did it.
Oh no, are you talking about mushrooms too?
I'm not talking about mushrooms. I really was really close when you were talking there. So, we love food, obviously. That is something that you now know if you didn't. And so...
Hang on, I have to blow my nose a little bit.
How dare you?
I know, I'm sorry.
And so what I decided that I wanted to talk about was foods that we should not eat. Foods that something about them could kill us.
Oh,
And
like
so-
mushrooms that might be other mushrooms
Right,
that also grow near cow
exactly.
poop.
Exactly. When you started to talk about that, I was like, oh no, it's happening.
Our very first one.
Episode 1, doomed from the start.
Whoops.
Alright, so I wanted to talk about just a few things. So first off, something that I found in research, I also knew as an anecdote, and I've talked about it with friends, with you as well. It's kind of
I
what
think
started.
I know what you're going
You
to
know
talk
what I'm talking
yeah.
about. So first, cashews.
Yes, I knew you were going to start with the cashews.
So cashews.
This is like a bit he does at like parties and stuff.
Right. This is something, and this is what prompted me to go take it a step further. So, green almonds or cashews, same idea. Okay. The thing with cashews in particular, though, is they grow up high in a tree. Okay?
Sure, very high.
Very high. And they're in a climate that is... You don't really plant things there. You forage. And they grow up high on a tree. If you were to somehow get yourself up to that tree and be like, oh, there's something up here I can eat, and you try to grab them, they're covered in like an acid that will burn your fingertips.
Nature's first warning.
Yes, okay?
Okay.
Warning number 1. So then if you somehow realize, oh, this is burning my fingertips, I gotta wear gloves for this food, or protect my hands somehow, and you were like, okay, now I got these, I can, clean them, whatever, eat them. If you were to eat them raw, they'll kill you.
Okay. Nature's warning number 2.
They'll make you at least very, very, very sick, and if you were to eat too many, you die. Okay, so that's number 2. The third one, somebody decided, oh, okay, well, we know that if we cook things that we normally couldn't eat, sometimes we can still eat them. And so somebody, thousands of years ago, decided, okay, we need to cook these then. And when they did, they realized that when you do that, the fumes from the cooking process, if it's not in an open air environment, will knock you out cold.
Nature's warning number 3.
Number 3.
So at this point, 3 villagers have been killed or hurt badly by the cashews.
At least 3. And they had to have had witnesses. Because there's no way that anybody, there's no CSI back then be like, alright, what happened to this guy? Oh, he's just him and a bunch of cashews around. This doesn't add up. That doesn't happen back then.
No, I suppose not.
So they had to have had witnesses, right? So you think about this. You see your friend climb over the tree, burn his fingertips off. The other friend tries to eat him. falls over, howling in pain from stomach pain. You then think you're going to cook this stuff, and your other friend gets knocked out cold, and then you can eat it. Only after all of that can you actually consume it.
God.
Assuming you don't have a nut allergy, of course. Which is like...
This is a whole nother
This is a whole nother ball of wax. So, all of that...
At what point are you like, I don't know if this is worth it?
That's what my point is. Like, this is grows in like a tropical environment. Like, they've got to have a lot of other sources of food, but maybe not. I don't know. I guess that was one thing that...
Maybe at that point, cashews are considered a delicacy. Like, oh, you went through all that work.
Somebody went through all that work. You're doing that for somebody else at that point, because they're going to pay you. So that was...
Cashews, because they're so damn hard to get.
Exactly, yeah. So, that's what spawned me on this idea. Of, okay, what are some other foods that
we should not
be eating? Like, evolution, science, just pure Darwin tells us no, and we defy, and we persist.
To be human.
To be human. So, first and foremost that was on this list that I found was cherry seeds or pits. Okay? Now, obviously we wouldn't just like go popping cherry pits. Like, it's not...
Really, Dan?
I mean, I don't. Maybe it could be a side of puffball. I don't know. But, so... apparently, this and also apple seeds, that I'd heard about, all contain... you're nodding your head. Do you know what it is?
Oh, no, I just remember. We have a rabbit, and one of the things it said not to feed them was the core of apples. Even though they can eat apples, they shouldn't eat the core because the seeds can be poisonous to them.
Yeah. So the seeds of cherries and a lot of apples contain actually cyanide.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so, like, oh, don't eat that. Not good for you. The thing about it is that...
It's got to be a pretty small amount, though. Like, I'm sure that I've eaten an apple seed by accident.
Right. One is not going to kill you. You would have to eat... Well, let's see. Where is it for the cherry pits?
Oh, and don't they crush, like, whole apples to make cider and stuff?
Yes, exactly. And so there was a scare a few years ago because trace amounts of cyanide, I stress, trace amounts were found in apple juice, and people were really upset. Like, oh my God, how could this be? There's cyanide or there's arsenic, one of the two.
It's cyanide, I think you just said, right?
I'm trying
Whatever
to...
it is, yeah.
Yeah, one of them, harmful chemical, well-known poison was in apple juice, and that's why. The amount that you would have to consume, just for the cherry pits alone, this article I've got here, it's from the Insider, is the article. You'd have to consume 703 milligrams of this cyanide, and that's if you're weigh 150 pounds.
Oh, well, yeah. So we're pretty safe.
This is why... Moving on. So, you'd have to consume a huge amount of this hydrogen cyanide, which is safely hundreds of cherry seeds. Hundreds of them. So
by the time you ate that many, too, you've flushed your system so many times.
I mean, I hope...
I don't need to know about other people's bodily functions.
I mean...
But I mean, it would have been... Like, your body has processes to remove...
That's a dangerous statement.
That's no potty talk.
It's only a matter of time. One of us is going to break on this, you know? Okay.
Today my topic is diarrhea. No, we won't do that. At least not for a while.
We have other topics to get to first. So, obviously, fugu, pufferfish, that's well known.
Yeah,
like,
pufferfish.
Yeah, that's on, like, sitcoms and stuff like that,
yeah.
too. So,
and all the time on Food Network, like, challenges and stuff, they talk about that.
Yeah, so, I'm not going to go into too much on that because that's a pretty well-known one. There's one I think this is toxic just to talk about, but here we go. Sardinian maggot cheese.
Come again?
No. Nope. I don't want to say it again.
I need you to repeat that.
I don't want to even say it again, but here we go. Sardinian maggot cheese.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
So it's cheese that's extra fermented by live maggots that they then partially decompose the cheese. So, yeah.
It's maggot poop cheese.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We can't get away from the potty talk.
Well, let me...
It's
It's true. It's
maggot,
Yes.
partially digested by maggots.
Yep.
This cheese is.
People eat it.
But is it delicious?
I didn't ask that question. I'm not...
Oh.
I mean, if people eat it, I would assume that there is some want for it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we don't have to... We'll never see it in America because it is banned.
It's banned in America.
It's banned in America.
We can have Velveeta,
Yes.
but we can't have maggot cheese.
We cannot have maggot cheese.
Fair enough.
I
don't think maggots would eat Velveeta.
I don't think that they're burning down any sort of like buildings to try to get that repealed. I think we're pretty...
Kraft doesn't sue me. Kraft makes Velveeta, right? We should probably just stop talking about it. Anyway.
Big cheese? You don't want big cheese on your outside.
I love cheese. Let's not mess with them.
So here's one that's obvious and also not so obvious. Hot dogs.
Oh, Dan, you're going to ruin hot dogs for
I'm
me.
not going to ruin hot dogs. No.
I don't like hot dogs, so you're not ruining anything for me.
It's what you already know. It's not anything about what they're made.
It's bits and pieces?
No.
It's because it's full of salt?
No.
What are you trying to tell me?
Choking hazard.
Oh, yeah.
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 You've got kids, you know.
There's so many other problems with hot dogs, though. Like,
But, so Johns Hopkins Medicine cites it as the #1 cause of choking-related injuries in children under 3.
not grapes.
Not grapes, hot dogs.
Not popcorn.
Nope.
I would not have thought that.
Yep, that's #1. So, yeah, in children under 3, that is the top choking hazard.
There's so many other reasons not to feed your toddlers hot dogs. Like, I'm not judging parents out there. You feed your kids whatever they'll eat. Trust me, I get that. But, like, there's so many other gross things about hot dogs, and, like, they're full of salt, and they're, like...
Nitrates.
Yeah, whatever, and, like...
Yeah.
You know, some plain roasted chicken is better for everybody, but...
Yeah. I mean,
kids love hot dogs, so whatever, but...
It's the cashew effect, though. Like...
You...
Yeah, well, it's awful, terrible stuff, but also, you could choke. So, okay, the next one I got here is alfalfa. Alfalfa sprouts. We just know them as sprouts.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, people put them on sandwiches and stuff, right?
Yeah. It's been the 30 separate foodborne illness outbreaks.
Probably because people wash them.
So, yeah, particularly if they're raw. So if you cook them, they typically are fine. But if Salmonella and E. coli.
Yeah. And I know that a lot of things that are like that, vegetables that are small and like...
Fibrous and hard to wash.
Well, and people do wash them, but then they don't dry properly, so then they're prone to growing bacteria and mold because it's trapped, because they can't, the moisture can't get back out.
Okay.
So...
Alright, cool. Here's another one that I think I can avoid. I think I can manage to avoid this one.
But not alfalfa sprouts? I've never once seen you eat any type of sprout. I love you.
I mean, I've been known to get a little adventurous at Jimmy John's from time to time.
Okay.
I don't go to Jimmy John's. So, anyway.
Alright, what's your last one?
So, the last one, I got 2 more, actually.
Oh, okay.
So, raw Korean baby octopus. So our daughter at one point...
I was going to say, are you going to tell the story about Kennedy and her obsession with octopus?
She decided that at one point she wanted to eat octopus.
Yes.
Was it baby octopus?
She was like 4.
Yeah, she was really little.
She had this like notion that she was going to go on a fancy date and eat octopus.
Yeah. And so we got a seafood salad.
You bought a seafood salad that had
little
baby octopus things in them.
And she hated it, so it was awesome.
It was awesome.
Got that right out of her system. It was great.
But so Korean raw octopus?
Raw baby octopus.
Is that because of, like...
Take a guess why.
Is it because of pollutants in the ocean?
No, actually, no.
See, look at me making terrible guesses.
No, it's fine. No, these are fine guesses. They're just not right.
Okay, what is it?
The suckers get stuck in your throat.
Ew!
Yup.
Dad! Oh my gosh, I just had like a physical reaction to that.
That's a feeling right there.
I feel like I can't swallow now. It's terrible. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hey, you eat a baby, you get to choke. It's
Stop saying eat a baby. That's a phrase I don't need to hear.
Alright, so we've hit diarrhea and eating babies.
Our very first episode.
very first
Nobody's ever
episode.
going to listen to any of us again.
Or we'll get 10 million more. So that's
okay.
how
Well, there
that
you
works.
go.
So there's that one. The last one, it hurts. This one hurts a lot. The last one I'm going to talk about. There's more, by the way. You can go and look up dangerous foods to eat on Google, and you can find some more. This one hurts a lot because I was talking recently about how we need to be eating way more of these at any other time other than breakfast.
Eggs.
Nope.
Bacon.
Bagels.
Oh, what's wrong with bagels?
What is wrong with bagels? Take
I
a guess.
love bagels.
I love them too, and I'm not going to stop.
Why shouldn't we eat bagels?
You know why we shouldn't eat bagels? Because it is one of the most common knife injuries in the kitchen.
Oh, well, that, yeah.
Cutting bagels is one of
So, the workaround to that is to buy them at a bakery and have them pre-slice them.
Of course, yes.
Even if you have to pay an upcharge to have them pre-sliced, have the professionals do it.
Mm-hmm.
I say that as a former, I used to work at a bagel shop.
Yeah.
So I'm a quasi-professional, but seriously, most of the places you can pay to have them pre-sliced.
And there is a way to do it that you have very low risk of hurting yourself. And you've taught me. And it's a
And
work in
Dan
progress.
is not known for his knife skills.
I am not known for my knife skills. It's a family joke that is constantly
I know.
resurfacing. But, yeah, the bagel.
I've seen you cut a bagel just fine, totally
Yeah,
safely.
Totally. But yeah, be careful with bagels and have a professional do it if need be.
So I don't think that's on the same par though as foods we shouldn't eat. Cashews tried to kill us a million
Right.
times, and then we ate them anyway. Bagels.
Are you saying we need
stop being idiots?
Are
with
you
knives.
saying we need a bonus round?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Here's the bonus. Bonus information for you.
Bonus information.
Kidney beans.
As in the beans that are in chili.
Yep.
I love kidney beans.
Me too.
Are they cashew level or bagel level?
They're cashew level, actually.
Oh no.
Yeah. As we consume them in our chilies, what else do you need it in? You don't.
Three bean salad.
Three bean
Is that
salad.
kidney beans?
What's a common thing about both of those things? They're cooked to hell, right? You just cook them. And that's why they're totally fine. But raw kidney bean contains a toxin known as phyto... Here's my turn.
Okay, yeah.
Here's
let's
my turn.
hear your,
It's okay.
let's hear your terrible
I've avoided
laugh.
it all this whole time. Make me do bonus information. This is what I get. All right. Phytohymagglutinin.
Okay.
Okay?
And it's a toxin.
It's a toxin. And it gets cooked out, so it dissipates when you cook it. But if you eat them raw, you get this in your system, and it can cause vomiting and headaches. So if you eat them raw, you get very sick, and you get a bad headache, and you don't know why.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Kidney beans.
Kidney bean.
Wow, the more you know.
The more you know. That's probably trademarked.
It's probably trademarked. We didn't,
We didn't
say that.
that.
Nobody tell Velveeta. I'm gonna get that tattooed on my
Nope.
arm. Nobody tell Velveeta.
Boy. All right, so That's what I have.
We learned some stuff tonight.
We did. We came dangerously close to doing the same topic of...
I love, though, that we started with food. I think that's very true to
Yeah.
our interests.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
I know, but next time I'm going to choose something way different.
Same. I have a couple ideas, and yeah, the next one is, I know what I'm doing.
Ooh, I have a hot button topic I think I'm going to bring in.
Oh god, no.
Not political.
Okay. Oh.
No, don't guess. Don't guess. I want to surprise you.
I mean, is this gonna, like, are we gonna fight?
No.
Like,
No.
can we?
I don't... I mean, typically we're on the same side of most issues.
Right. But I mean, if it's not, like...
I don't want to give it away.
Don't, that's fine. That's okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna say what mine's gonna be either, so...
I'm sure if we put it out, like, somewhere where people can comment, there will be various comments.
That's good. That's what I want. I want there to be lively discussion and debate.
As long as nobody tells Velveeta.
Just don't tell Velveeta.
All right.
On that note, this has been episode 1 of the Honey Guess What podcast.
I think it was good.
I think it was too.
All right. Listen for more.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.